in running, cross-country running. It's a guy called John Tracy. And you may say, like, what had Trish to do with it? But she ended up having to take a sample for inspection. You know? So we did ask John Tracy could he be here today. Jesus, but we did send something for you. I'm going to finish it up right, but it's just... I hadn't. You were my hero, because you carried John Tracy's weight.
I had to run from the end of the racetrack to the laboratory with his pee in my hand. And I was so proud, and I told everybody afterwards, you'd never guess what I did. I took John Tracy's pee sample.
So, there you go now. He's brought it back to you. It's Mickey. I just want to say, oh, here we go. Mick, I'm going to borrow the words of Oscar Wilde. Women are meant to be loved and not understood. And the most useful piece of advice I can give you to maintain a long and happy marriage, always remember to put the blue seat down, will you, please? To Trish, I just want to say, you have to turn it over. If you want something done from Mick, you have to ask for it. Remember, Mick is a man. Hints don't work. Look how long it took us to get here today. How many years, Mickey? How many years?
36 years, 6 months, 10 days,
And finally, please be upstanding and raise a glass and join me in a toast. To a life filled with happiness and love, may you continue to build on what you already have and always keep each other's best interests as your number one priority. Slán Jack. That's it, guys.
For those of you that don't know me, I'm Kevin, and I've had the privilege of knowing Mickey and calling him a good friend for over 45 years. I've also had the privilege of knowing Trish for many of those years, and whatever possessed her to stick with it is still a mystery to me. For those of you here who have not known Mickey for quite so long, it falls to me to tell you a little more about him. Over the years, he's pursued a long, varied, and some would say illustrious career in many very different professions. Please try and stay awake while I take you back to the There was the unfortunate incident when he tried to enlist with the Royal Marines, but perhaps I won't go there. The construction industry was never the same again after Mickey entered as a scaffolder. He quickly showed he could turn his hand to anything that was asked of him. I seem to recall one episode with a nail gun that didn't go too well. Happily, there were no problems at all when he offered to re-render the chimney on our first house in Stamford-le-Hope in Essex. As newlyweds, we were unable to afford scaffolding. So he improvised by tying a rope to the rear axle of an old car parked at the back of the house, slinging the rope over the apex of the roof and climbing up from the front garden. He did a fine job on the chimney, and I believe our old neighbours still talk about it. After waving goodbye to the construction game, sorry Trish, just broken the cake, He looked at different areas, including Royal Mail and the NHS, before landing a job in what was to be one of the highlights of his career, the theatre. Not for Mickey, the smell of grease paint or treading the boards. No, Mickey's calling was to keep the spotlights shining, the curtains opening, and the dressing rooms, well, in good order. As a qualified maintenance manager, Andrew Lloyd Webber's Adelphi Theatre. I do believe there may have been a difference between Mickey's understanding of the term fully qualified and the theatre manager's. However, regardless of that, he got the job and became totally immersed in it for many years. So much so that he was on first name terms with many of the stars of the theatre who appeared there. He has shared many stories with me of his encounters with the stars, though I'm not sure I can relay the details here. Suffice it to say that Petula Clark, Patti LuPone, John Barrowman, Ruthie Henschel, and a host of others have all crossed him off their Christmas card list. As has the theatre manager, who had definitely not budgeted for a new heating system, following his request to Mickey to take a look at the boiler. And I'm not referring to Petula Clark. Anyway, after years of distinguished, some would say extraordinary service to the world of theatre, Mickey decided it was time to explore pastures new. So he left a world where those in the leading roles are paid incredible amounts of money, where every conversation is scripted, where every player is after the leading role and will say or do anything to get it, and got himself a job as a security officer in the political bubble of Westminster, where those in the leading roles are paid incredible amounts of money, where every conversation is scripted, where every player is after the leading role, and I'll just stop repeating myself. Though it has been suggested that there are fewer parties in the West End. Once again, Mickey's engaging personality and winning ways resulted in him becoming on first name terms with those entering the House, including many well-known MPs, cabinet ministers and members of the House of Lords with whom he has frequent conversations. In fact, as he has often told me, there have been countless occasions when leading political figures have turned to him for advice on how best to deal with issues of the day. They often look to get the views of the common man. At least that's what Jacob Rees-Mogg called him only last week. So the next time you hear reports of a vote of no confidence in the Prime Minister, or a cabinet reshuffle, or read in the paper the details of a minister's resignation letter, you will know it almost certainly started with a cheery smile and a few pearls of wisdom from today's bridegroom. Turning back to the events of today, some of you, being of a similar age to myself, may recall in the dim distant past that part of the best man's job was to read out telegrams of congratulation from family and friends who could not attend the wedding. Alas, the days of the telegram are long gone. But, happily for Mickey in particular, we now have social media. This from @Lord Lloyd Webber. Dearest Michael and Patricia, so sorry I can't be with you today. You may have seen my contribution to the Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations. If not, you can always get it on iPlayer again and again and again. I'm sure you will understand that at my age I have to rest up for a while after such a performance, but I sincerely send you both many congratulations. P.S. Michael, I've still not forgotten about the heating system at the Adelphi. Another from @PetClark. Dear Mickey, or Michelle, as I used to call you. When I said my door was always open, I never meant my dressing room door. You naughty boy. Trish, I wish you all the luck in the world. This is a tricky one. This from @Noel Gordon in Heavenly Crossroads. Dear Mickey, I understand that many moons ago you were a secret admirer of mine. Such a shame it was never to be. Maybe you could try Hannah Gordon. A poor substitute, I know, but you have to work with what you've got. This one from @Jeremy, I could have been Prime Minister Corbyn. Mickey, I should have listened to you. Best wishes for your future together, Jezza. Not finished. A note from @Teresa, I used to be Prime Minister May. Dear Mickey and Trish, many congratulations. Sorry I can't join you in person, but as you'll be aware, things have been hotting up around here, and I feel I can't leave in case I'm needed to make a comeback. Thanks again, Mickey, for all your advice about Brexit. I'm sure you meant well. That concludes the messages and the speech, actually. In closing, I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of all of us to congratulate Mickey and Trish on their wedding day and to wish them, along with Joe, all the very best for the future. Please raise your glasses to the bride and groom.
Who's Joe? And Joe. And
When I fall Joker and the Queen.
Don't all answer at once. Have you got your cameras ready? Good. Right, okay, get posed. Right, I'm going to count you down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your picture. Well done.
Oh, come on, guys, for God's sake.
Are you smiling?
Okay, you just hold it there while the photographer
I
takes the
think that's
picture.
how it has to be.
Thank you very much.